But I think it's fascinating because we know the research and it makes perfect sense. All of us are going, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And yet in education, we're not doing it. And I think about, has anyone seen the show The Biggest Loser? Raise your hand if you know what I mean when I say, okay, good. So I watch the seasons of The Biggest Loser, all of them, and I get popcorn, like light popcorn, usually 2 bags. And then if you take a half a stick or a full stick of butter in the microwave and melt it, put it on, it's just as good as the stuff without the light stuff. And this is what I drink, a glass of wine, maybe a red, a white, and a Dr. Pepper. That's kind of my thing. And so all of those together, the big popcorn, and I watch The Biggest Loser. And there are these people, they're called exercise physiologists. Have you heard of these people? They study this stuff, right? And they have some conclusions, and I keep reading the same conclusions. Has anyone heard of this research? It's like this. You're supposed to reduce, if you wanted to lose weight, you are supposed to reduce calories. Raise your hand if you've heard of this. Isn't it terrible news? I mean, I'm not happy about it, one bit. And the other piece is, there's another piece to this stupid research puzzle. Have you heard of this other piece? You talked about it this morning a lot. You're supposed to burn calories. Have you heard of this? And I find it exhausting, frankly, because every time I go to the supermarket, they're telling me, like on those magazines, they're telling me how to do it. And I don't trust the research, frankly. I want more studies. I also think, those results shows when they're in bikinis and stuff, I think they might be airbrushed. It's just something to think about. I've been thinking about that. Anyway, my point is this. We get it. We know the research. And yet, in education, we're not there yet. For me, the data speaks enough. For me, the law speaks enough to make these moves. But this, for me,